Listen to the 48 Hours podcast for shocking murder cases and compelling real-life dramas from one of television's most watched true crime shows. Go behind the scenes of each episode with award-winning CBS News correspondents and producers in Postmortem, a weekly deep dive. Listen to 48 Hours wherever you get your podcasts.
Inspired by the life of the savvy and ambitious Colombian businesswoman Griselda Blanco comes a new Netflix original limited series. Griselda tells the story of a devoted mother who, with her lethal blend of charm and relentless savagery, creates one of the most powerful cartels in history. Witness Sofia Vergara's captivating transformation into the godmother of the underworld. Griselda, streaming January 25th, only on Netflix.
Welcome back to another episode of No Waco. This is your host, Debbie. Hello and welcome back to another episode of No Waco. I'm your host, Debbie, and today we have a very special guest here in the studio. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Casey Tusa Summey, and I own an in-home health company called Home Instead.
Yes, and what brought you to Waco, or are you a Waco native?
I am a Waco native. My great-grandparents moved here to Waco, so this has been home for my family for a little over a century.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yes,
fantastic.
I love
So
it.
you have seen a lot of growth in Waco. So what has it been like over these last couple of years?
The change has been astounding. I think especially with the development of downtown and then kind of out in the further reaches of the suburbs, there's been a lot of growth. And it's just been exciting to watch.
Yeah. Have you guys been in Waco proper or one of the little subsidiaries?
So we live in Waco. Our son goes to school at Bosqueville.
Oh, wow.
And we live right by the school, so that's a lot of fun.
So you probably know my husband's family. They're the Jorgensens. They
Yes.
all went to Bosqueville.
Yes.
Now his cousin coaches there. So
That's awesome.
Mr. Jorgensen, Coach Jorgensen. And then my husband teaches over at Rappaport Academy. So it's crazy how families have been here forever.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. So how did you get started with your business?
So I have a background in health education. I've been a high school coach for the last 13 years.
More coaching. There
More
you go.
coaching. And my husband was interested in getting us purchasing a business, and there were a lot of ideas that he threw up for us to try to start and work through.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came across this in-home healthcare business, that was something that I really wanted to be a part of and wanted us to pursue. I have psoriatic arthritis,
Oh, wow.
and we have one son, and so I am trying to build the home healthcare company that I will be using,
There you go.
so that it can kind of carry me through my latter years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why do you think this is so crucial to Waco?
I think it's important to Waco because they're just like my family, so many families that raised their kids here or growing old here. And the home really is the best place to age in.
Yeah.
Everyone's more comfortable in their own environment, especially since COVID happened and the nursing homes shut down and the hospitals limited visitors and things like that. You really always want access to your loved ones, and you want them to have the best care possible. So Home Instead has been a real blessing for us to get to care for and support some of the families here in Waco, and to get to be a part of their family as well.
Wow, that's fantastic. And what is the mission behind your business?
So we provide non-medical home care. So things like taking your grandparents to the grocery store, helping with laundry, helping them get around their house if they're a fall risk, food prep, medication reminders, any kind of personal care, taking people to and from the doctor's appointments, just things that services that you would like to provide for a family member. but maybe don't have the time to care for them all the time. Or if you hire a company like Home Instead, then that can be really restorative for a family who maybe is exhausted between the adult children working their job, raising their kids, and taking care of their own aging parents. And so it really kind of facilitates that parent-child relationship even further down the line.
Wow.
So it's been a huge blessing.
Yeah. And what has it been like being a small business owner here? Have you had any challenges? What has it been like?
So I have found the city of Waco to be overwhelmingly supportive.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
There are so many networking groups, so many people that have pitched in and wanted to introduce us to other business owners or their families or whatever. I have, because this was a career transition, I was not anxious, but just curious of how it would be being on the business side of Waco. And I have found the community to be more than warm and welcoming. It has been
that's so fantastic.
Super encouraging. Yes.
Yeah, that's so great.
Yeah.
And now for a word from our sponsors.
Hi, this is Sarah.
And I'm Carter.
And this is Some of Our Thoughts.
We're two Southern sommeliers, and we want to share everything we love and know about wine. We started hanging out during quarantine and cooking and drinking and listening to music, and we just thought this would be a great way to bring everything we know to you guys.
We will make wine knowledge and food pairings easy and approachable. So put on your favorite vinyl, grab your favorite glass of wine, tune into our show, and let's have some fun.
Wine and vinyl. So check us out on roguemedianetwork.com or wherever you get your favorite podcast. We'll be talking about a lot.
Welcome to One Star Rewind, a new podcast about those dreaded one-star reviews that every business owner hates to receive, but yet every customer loves to read. During this podcast, we will peel back that one-star review to better understand how it happened, when it happened, and what the business owner is doing after receiving that one-star review. This podcast will be about love, hate, and laughter. On One Star Rewind, we will meet with real business owners who will tell their stories and how they do rely on reviews for their business. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or download us at roguemedianetwork.com. Please subscribe, but only rate and review for not a one-star review. Join us each time for a new review and a new story.
Brooks Running has a new shoe for you runners out there. Did you hear that? Better turn up your volume. In fact, turn it up to the max. Introducing the all-new Ghost Max. It's got all kinds of things to make your knees and ankles feel protected, like Max Cushion, Max Soft Landings with DNA Loft V2 foam, and Max Smooth Rides with their Glide Roll Rocker. Feel better on your run with Ghost Max. Learn more at brooksrunning.com.
Pros and heroes. Gonna tell you about pros and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Hey, I'm Zach.
And I'm Mike.
And we have a fantastic new podcast to tell you about. Bros, Foes, and Heroes. It's the two of us looking into the world of comics, breaking down some characters that you may have never heard of, and some that are just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, so Zach comes up with a character each time, and I go into it just completely blind. I don't know who this person is or what their abilities are or anything, and basically I guess we kind of go over their origin story and just some of the ridiculous stuff that maybe, especially Golden Age stuff.
Oh, Golden Age stuff is always the best, and we will make sure to highlight all of the shenanigans and just absolute weirdness of everything.
Yeah, that's right. So subscribe today and follow us on Instagram at Bros Heroes.
And if you don't, I know where you live. Not really, but please subscribe.
Bros and Heroes. Gonna tell you about Bros and Heroes. Gonna tell you about.
And now, back to the episode. What is something you'd like to see more of in our community?
I think that there is a kind of a learning gap. People don't really talk about what it looks like to age, what it's going to be like when you have to care for your own parents or your grandparents, and the kind of services that are available to them. We have gotten to work with a lot of medical home health care companies that we work alongside with that are a tremendous asset to our community as well. Community hospice, Amedisys. There are several that do a great job providing care for everyone. And just to help people get acquainted with those systems and those businesses and the care that is available to them. I know like the Veterans One Stop is an incredible resource that I didn't know anything about until I started in Home Instead. And, you know, I'm proud of Waco for having so many great businesses and organizations that cater to our aging population. I would love to see more of a closing of that gap between what we have and what the general population knows about it.
Wow, that's very interesting. That's pretty cool. So we're getting towards the end of 2022. What is one of your goals by the end of this year?
Ooh, that's a lot. So I have a 9-year-old. We are trying to make him a little more self-sufficient. That would be a personal goal. As far as Home Instead goes, we have seen a tremendous amount of growth in the year that Lance and I have had it. And that's been wonderful. But we just want to get the word out that we are here to, you know, love on the families of Waco, Texas.
Yeah. So that's amazing. So you guys have been doing this, you said for a year already, right?
For a year.
So why Home Instead? Why the name?
So Home Instead is actually the largest home health franchise in the world.
Oh, wow.
We're in 6 different countries, over 1,200 individual franchises. And so it is a very solid and reputable brand that we are happy to be a part of. The home base is in Omaha, and we've been to Omaha a couple of times, and we just love everyone there, love what they stand for. It was started by Marie and Paul Hogan, who cared for their grandparents and then just kind of grew a business out of that. But it's a wonderful organization.
Yeah, and where can we find more information about it?
You can find it if you just Google Home Instead Waco.
Okay.
You will see our franchise, number 664.
Perfect. And give us all your social media, your website, where we can find more information.
You can Facebook Home Instead Waco, and we're there. And like I said, we have ways that you can contact us on our website. And we would love to talk to you and learn more about your family and how we can support.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And is there anybody that has helped you along this journey that you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, I would love to give a huge shout out to my son, Wade, so he can hear his name on the podcast. And then my parents, Johnny and Dolan Tusa, have been super supportive of Lance and I. And then our staff, Paul, Tammy, Rhonda, and Jennifer are amazing. Shout out to them. They're the best. Thank you guys for your support.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I always tell people they can shout out their mom, their dog, or their grandma, and you did almost all those things.
All of those things. Absolutely.
That's fantastic. And is there anything else you would like to share with our listeners today?
No, but I appreciate you having me on here, and this is amazing. I love knowing about Waco.
Yeah, exactly.
I
love knowing about you.
Thanks for doing this. It's awesome.
Yeah, of course. It was a pleasure. Well, thank you again. And I'm looking forward to maybe reaching out whenever we have questions or are looking for services like this in the future.
Absolutely. If anyone just has any questions about healthcare in general or about the aging process, please feel free to call our office.
Yeah.
Like I said, we do want to bridge that learning gap. All of the sudden, sometimes families need support, and they're coming to the realization that there is a lot that they are unaware of, and we would love to just provide information about those services and things that they can expect as they help people age in place.
Well, that's fantastic. Again, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you again.
I really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Find us everywhere on all social media platforms, KNOW_Waco. Check us out at roguemedianetwork.com, and we're on YouTube under Rogue Media Network. Check out nowaco.com.